So this video is to take a quick look at Avtrip processing, the AvFuel loyalty card program. And what came up was we had an issue come up with a customer where they said it doesn't print the receipt. Well, we've always printed receipts for the last 2.5 years since we've been certified with the Avtrip program, but the key to printing the receipt successfully is making sure your pop-up blocker is turned off. So what I'm going to do is go ahead and run a transaction demonstrating what you should see on the screen, and then we will try to go through and turn off the pop-up blocker, or turn on the pop-up blocker because my pop-up blocker is off already, and see what you may be seeing as a customer and show how to reactivate that accordingly. So I chose valued customer. I'm going to just add some quick fuel to this ticket so that I can run an Avtrip transaction at this particular location. Truck 3. And we will add 100 gallons to the ticket. Submit. One thing I noted there is this location does not use meter readings. They just key in the ending value or key in the net value of the transaction. The other thing I noticed is they do not have the tail number set up to be required on all tickets. So if you forget to enter the tail number and go to run a transaction, particularly an AvFuel contract fuel transaction or Avtrip transaction, you're going to get an annoying message that you needed to enter a tail number. So one way to head that off is in the settings. We're going to put in a fake Avtrip number, add the award. Just for giggles, you know what, we will add another person. We'll split that on the transaction. So I've got 2 on here at 50, process loyalty. Now we're on the payment acceptance screen. I'm going to run a multi-service card because I just know it off the top of my head. Transactions being processed, everything's being validated, everything's being checked. The first thing that we should see after the transaction goes through is a pop-up screen for the Avtrip loyalty. And that's going to come up right now. And look at that. We have 2 Avtrip receipts generated on the screen, popped up. So you could see the first one I ran right here was 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. The second one was 5, 6, 7, 6, 5, 4. Both of them have the recovery codes on it. We are following the specifications as required and as we always have. If you want to print it, right-click on it, choose print. That'll print the receipt. We're just using your browser, quick and dirty, get it printed out the door, or you can email that to the customer right there. So what we heard was customers claiming that that is not working. One more thing, we'll go ahead and print the invoice. We'll jump in and print this invoice quickly, and you will see that come up. Notice, per the requirement by the fuel vendor, we have removed any reference to the particular Avtrip transaction. And we have a full-on receipt, fuel receipt right here with the details on it. All right, so pop-up blockers. What the heck's a pop-up blocker? Google Chrome, more, settings. Go into settings and find the pop-up blocker. I don't know where it is, but it's going to probably be on privacy and security or site settings. If we search settings right here, we can type pop. And that should find pop-up or pop-up blocker. No search results found, of course not. Site settings, pop-ups and redirects, there we go. Click on that. And then you can see sites that are allowed and sites that are blocked. So I have it set up to be allowed on my computer. I'm running in a development mode, so what I'm going to do is actually just go ahead and block this location. It's now blocked. I'll jump back into FBO Director. We'll run another ticket, and I am guessing that the transaction will now be blocked and I will not see it. So what's going to happen is we should end up with a little key that ends up here. Again, not an Ascenta issue. This is 100% on the web browser that you're using. Each time you use a web browser, you're usually notified as to what you need to add or change. I can't seem to type. So I'll choose valued customer, and we will run back through a transaction quickly. Remember, you need a tail number for a Avtrip transaction. Entering a fuel ticket, so we'll have fuel on the transaction. As we add that, I'll put in another 100 gallons, submit. We go ahead and save the ticket, run it to credit card. We'll key in the number, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Again, my fingers are crossed. I'm expecting this to be blocked. I don't know if it will be or not, but I'm speculating that this is the problem. Process payment. So that means every time a transaction's been run where we've tried to pop this up, we should get an alert right here. And again, this happens on websites, not only ours, but other websites. It's going to try to pop that up right about now. Look at that, pop-up blocked, right there. So every time a transaction has been run, the person using the browser has seen this message come up. So what we want to do is just choose always allow pop-ups. At that point, pop-ups will be allowed going forward from that particular location. But here's the receipt right there, so we can still recover that one, and it's available to us on the screen. So number one, make sure that your pop-up blockers inside of your browser are set to allow pop-ups from Ascenta.com, ESSINTA.com. And that will allow anything that we're showing, such as invoices that pop up every single time you run a ticket. Those are probably getting blocked also. So that will allow everything to operate as planned. Hoping this video helped. My best.